Hey everyone, welcome to episode 17 of A Drop of Sunshine. I'm Daphne DeLauren, and today we're talking about faith and fear. Purpose exists in everything and everyone. If you're listening to this right now, you're gifted with a beating heart and a very particular purpose. We were all created uniquely with gifts and talents no one else on this earth has, and one of the biggest tragedies is passing through this life without meaning or purpose. Most of us are influenced by family, friends, or other relationships on what we're supposed to do with our life or who we're supposed to be. This affects our careers, hobbies, and relationships. I don't have all the answers, but my mission is to help bring you truth and closer to your purpose, one drop at a time. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 17 of A Drop of Sunshine. I'm Daphne DeLauren and co-host Nash right next to me. We actually just rolled in from a little family vacay. If any of you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you saw we were out in South Arkansas at a family cabin just enjoying. We went fishing and my husband, Josh, he had a show down there, so it worked out perfectly. Little productive, little fun, little reset, really, really awesome trip. So we literally rolled in like an hour ago here. So now it is podcast time, and I was out there in the nature just soaking it in, and I was like, okay, what do I talk about for podcast episode 17? And as I was just watching the water, the still water, I felt like I needed to talk about something that I struggle with actually every single day. And you may relate. It's actually a high chance that you do. And it's a battle every single day that I struggle with. The moment I wake up, I battle, and it's all in my mind. And this battle is between faith versus fear. Both are invisible. Both are very intense. Both will literally determine the trajectory of your life. Whichever one you go with is going to rule. And there's going to be a consequence, whether it's a positive consequence or a negative consequence. But both are invisible, and both you cannot see, both you cannot touch. Faith versus fear. Now, let me tell you the definition in my mind of faith and the definition of fear. Faith, my friend, if you're listening to this, you need to hear this. Faith is invisible, but it is the possibility of your vision an abundant life becoming reality. Fear is the opposite. Fear is the invisible force, and it's the possibility of your vision not becoming reality. Every day when you wake up, both are going to try to gain victory. And you are going to be the one responsible in choosing which one. If you have a thought of fear, it's just a thought. It's not real. Does that make sense? And how many times a day do thoughts of fear try to win over our mind? Thoughts of defeat, thoughts of your past, thoughts of your future. It's like we have this moment of this incredible idea, something that's so fulfilling. And the moment we have it, we're like, oh, this would be amazing. This would be a fulfilling life. This would be incredible. And as soon as you have that thought, why is it that every thought immediately following is why you can't, why you shouldn't, thoughts of defeat, thoughts of fear? It's like this crazy thing that happens. That's why there's so few people that we experience in our life and that we look up to that were truly successful. Now, every person's definition of success is different. My definition of success is living a fulfilled life of purpose and who God created you to be. Because when you're in sync with that, there's no greater fulfillment that money could bring, that fame could bring, that status could bring. When you're in sync with your purpose, it's like this incredible feeling. And so I challenge you to do a scan for yourself right now. Maybe after the podcast, just close your eyes and ask yourself, are you operating from a place of fear or a place of faith? Because you can only operate from one of the two at any given time. And it is so easy to fall into the fear category. In fact, everything around you points towards that. Not only it points towards that, but people like really actually don't want you to succeed. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest with you. Like people secretly want to see you fail because they're struggling with their own thing. And so you don't need anyone's permission. You need yourself, your sanity, a quiet place. And for me, God, I will always put that in there because that's the most important thing for me. And you get in your quiet place and you listen. I was talking to one of my clients today and it was, she listened to one of my podcast episodes and she said, you know, it really stuck to me when you said we have one life. And if we're not living anything that matches a fulfilled life, then we're doing it wrong. And you, in any given moment, can decide to change. And that is what it takes. It takes you deciding you're going to change in one moment and realizing you have one life. So if you're beyond stressed and you are counting down every week until Friday, that's a beautiful sign. It is time for change because one thing you can never gain back is time. And I remember when I was at NBC in Nashville, I was terrified of leaving. I felt called to leave, and it wasn't overnight. Sometimes it takes us hitting rock bottom to realize and not even have an option that you have to change. The only way out is a change. I was sleeping 1 to 2 hours a night. I had just gotten married. I didn't see my husband because we had 2 different rooms, and I was waking up at midnight. And I just had a baby, and the moment that I could see my baby, my eyes were closing because I couldn't focus because I had only slept 1 to 2 hours a night every single night of the week. My friendship suffered. My spiritual life suffered. Every aspect of my life suffered. And it literally took me waking up one moment. I had an epiphany. I said, Daphne, what? Why? What is the reason for this? Is it money? Is it like the fear of, all these thoughts of fear just kept hitting me. I'm serious. Like fear and thoughts are real. The enemy is real and God is real. So if there's any thought that is not loving, peaceful, encouraging, that is not from God. So immediately you know what source it comes from. And immediately you know you have authority and you have to swipe left. And I did that. I said, I don't know what my life is going to look like. Truly, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm going to choose courage and faith. I'm going to choose, if I have the choice of the possibility of my vision and purpose becoming reality versus the possibility of it not, I'm going to choose the possibility of it actually coming to reality and feed my mind with everything that supports that. My friendships, I've let a lot of friendships go. My movies, my music, my time, because truly I'm with my baby 12 hours a day. So anytime I'm not with him and giving him my full attention, I better be tackling my vision and instilling life into other people, because that's who God created me to be. And who he created me to be is different than who he created you to be. And maybe leaving your job right now is not your path. That was my path. Maybe it's different for you. Maybe it's going to take you exploring to figure out the question of what makes you feel alive. It's a powerful question because you're wired in a specific way, not by accident. So if something makes you feel alive, there's a reason for that. So what makes you feel alive? And is your schedule too busy for you to even know the answer to that? Maybe that's step one, you recognizing that and saying, whoa, my to-do list is crammed and I'm exhausted and I'm stressed and I'm playing mom or I'm playing dad and I have a full-time job and I'm unhealthy. Like, step one is recognizing exactly where you are and where are the facts. Once you know the facts and you're honest with yourself, then you sit down and you create a vision of what an extraordinary life at the next level looks like for you. Not Tim, not Sally, not Bobby, not Alejandro. What does that look for you? Stop comparing yourself. Do not look at anybody else because you are not anybody else. Look at you. What are your gifts? What are your talents? What makes you feel alive? What is the very thing you would do for free because you love it so much? And for example, this is that for me. This is so fulfilling for me to get into the mind of somebody and change it for the positive, which will ripple effect into the rest of their life. Like if I can get into somebody's mind, that's all I crave, is to get into somebody's mind and realize how powerful their thoughts are. It literally dictates your entire life. Every relationship you have all stems back to your mind. And your mind is the greatest battlefield more than anybody else in this world. So you should be guarding that thing more than anything else in the world. What are you feeding your mind? Are you feeding it life and truth? Or are you filling it with garbage and people that are not supposed to be feeding your mind, or things that are not supposed to be feeding your mind? Because your mind affects your words, which affect your actions, which affect your destiny, which affect your entire life. And the biggest lie you can tell yourself is, my life is not significant. What did you do today? What did you do last week, last month, last year? And what can you learn? How can you grow? How are you serving other people with the gifts, talents, and purpose that God chose you to have? We're not going to be around forever. And life is so incredibly precious. I went to a funeral this weekend of somebody who took his life. And for the first time, I saw somebody who was physically next to me but was not alive. And tears were running down my face. Because I knew that he had a purpose that this world needed. And thoughts of fear and thoughts of lies are real. They are so real. And you have to recognize it and immediately let it go. Like, you have to master that, because you don't have a redo. There's no second chance. And the world needs what you have to offer. So if you can choose faith and you can visualize your future in abundance and living with fulfillment and an extraordinary life, not distracted by money, not distracted by fame, not distracted by status. And I'm not saying those things are bad. You can totally be in sync with your purpose and have money and have fame and have status. But are those your driving factor? Or are you depleted of life in this cursed life counting down till Friday? Everyone who's listening to me right now, you're in a different place of your life, and I acknowledge you. We're all in a different season. So maybe you're listening back to this and you're saying, oh gosh, I am so glad I had the courage to leave my job that was not serving me or my family or my purpose or my future. Or maybe you're in a place where you're like, whoa, I needed this. Whoa, I have one life. Whoa, I need to make some changes. Wherever you are, I acknowledge you, and you're not stuck. Maybe you are in that place of, whoa, I need to leave my job and, change paths a little bit. Well, let me tell you something. You can do it. I just did it. And wherever you are, it's just a chapter. It's not the whole story. And a lot of times we find ourselves and we say, oh, this is the whole story. And we feel like what's temporary is forever. It's not. You're going to smile back. You're going to smile back and say, oh, that podcast changed my life. And that's my hope. For those of you who are in that place, I hope this encourages you to a level where you make a change that is so needed for you and your family, and you make the change and you have courage. Because here's the thing, courage is when you're actually terrified, but you still make the decision because you have faith. So you're choosing that faith factor in your mind. When I left NBC in not Miami, that was my first internship, in Nashville, I was terrified, to be honest. Nobody really knew that. But I was so terrified because I had to let thoughts of fear go every day. I said, I studied and worked my whole life to get to this point. This is all I know to really do. That was just a thought that entered my mind. But then I let it go and I realized, no, that is not the truth. And what I thought was my purpose with the weather, like, yeah, it's a hobby, it's a passion. I love it. I really love telling a family of 4 of what they can do this weekend. That's fulfilling. But what's more fulfilling for me is a heart level, real, raw, vulnerable connection with somebody and making them realize how powerful their mind is and how they really, as silly as it sounds, they have to believe, because everything stems to your mind. If you believe you can't, well, you can't. If you believe you can, whew, there is no telling what that path is, but I'm telling you, you can. All right, my friends, I really enjoyed this. I just went from start to finish, just pouring my heart out. I really hope this encouraged you. And if you're still listening to this right now, I don't think it's a coincidence. So I hope this encourages you. If it did, maybe leave me a star, maybe leave me a review. If not, totally cool. Get on with your day. enjoy relationships, because life is about relationships. And let me know, at least shoot me a message if this resonated with you. I have truly enjoyed just a deep connection with all of you. It's been really awesome to read comments, read your messages, talk to you on the phone. For those of you that are joining my 6-week program, I am so excited. We're starting in about a week. It's a 6-week program, and basically, if you like this podcast, you would love the program. I meet you on a heart level of where you are. We build a strong community together and just empower one another. And that is something that is important in life. So I am so happy to start this and be on this journey with you. It's an honor and it's a privilege. I will say that. And if you missed this first round, by the way, we'll have another round coming up, not just yet, but probably in a month or two. If you shoot me an email, daphne@daphnedeloren.com. Just let me know you're interested in the program, and we can talk further to see if it is the right fit, and it'll be awesome. All right, my friends, what's left? I think we covered it all. One more thing, I have been booking speaking gigs. That's been really amazing. I just had a speaking gig, Mother's Day banquet, just pouring into a bunch of women, all different ages, just empowering each other. I have a few more coming up in the near future here. And if you're interested in a drop of sunshine, I would love to hear more about your event or wherever you would like me to speak. And we can hop on the phone and see if it's the right fit. You can also shoot me an email, daphne@daphnedeloren.com. All right, my friends, I'm wishing you an awesome week, an awesome day. Notice that you are the light wherever you go. When you walk in a room, are people excited? Do they feel energy, or are they drained? So whichever room you walk into next, I encourage you to be the light and to be somebody's cup of coffee and not the other way around, because we have too many on the other way around. Oh, speaking of coffee, actually, our coffee mugs, the Drop of Sunshine coffee mugs, come in this week. So you'll probably see me post a picture on Facebook or Instagram, because I'm really excited about that. All right, my friends, I love and appreciate each one of you. Wishing you an awesome day and an awesome week. Bye for now.